As educators, we need to understand that there are some times that students will not log on to our live teaching sessions. And when this happens, having a quality asynchronous packet for those students would be ideal. These are my 5 steps on how to create an asynchronous packet that is not just worksheets and busy work, but has a purpose behind it. When creating packets, step 1, align the packet to what is being taught in school. So during your synchronous sections with your other students, it should follow the same objectives and standards. So you can even use the materials that you're using for your class and just transfer it into packet form. So in this step, um, educators really need to think about what is the most important parts of the lesson that I'm teaching and what should I add into the packet so my students do not end up behind if they happen to miss this lesson. Step 2 is to include visual step-by-step instructions. This is important when it comes to math concepts. So making sure you have a lot of visuals. I usually take one whole page of the packet to add in a copy of the anchor chart that I'm using or the strategy that I am teaching. So here's just a few examples you could use. You can even pull some images from online. It doesn't have to be created by you as long as you're giving credit to um, the sources that you have pulled from. Step 3, we need to provide an exemplar, so an expert example of what students should do in their work. I do this directly on a copy of the work that they're doing. So it'll have more than one um, problem that they have to solve. And I'll do the first one showing step by step what needs to be done. So that brings us right into step 4. Step 4, we need to provide a bunch of opportunities to practice the skill. In math, that's just going to look like a lot of problems to solve. In reading, we might just add in some more passages or recommend them to read from home if you know that student does have books at home. Just creating lots of opportunities for them to practice this skill. And then our last step is to have an exit ticket at the end to see what they understood. This exit ticket can look like just 2 questions that are similar to what they're learning, or it can be an exit ticket that asks them what they learned. So the example here says, I learned that blank. I still need help with blank. And this is perfect for students who are young because on the bottom it says rating my understanding and it has 3 different faces: smiley face, unsure face, and a frowny face. So this gives us an idea of where our students are at. So to create an asynchronous packet is very simple. It is a little bit time consuming, but definitely worth it for the students who don't have access to internet or devices, or their home life is a little bit complicated, but you still want to make sure that they're getting some kind of instruction. So just quickly going over the steps again. Step 1, align the packet to what is being taught. Step 2, making sure that there is a lot of visual instructions. Step 3, after the visual instruction, you want to provide an exemplar of what the student should do. Step 4, providing opportunities to practice the skill. And step 5, making sure there is a way to assess the skill. So a simple exit ticket should work. Um, Other advice I would give is to not make it too overwhelming as a student is not learning with you and they're working with a parent at home. Especially with our Common Core math, it does get a little tricky for parents to support them. I would just give lots of examples so they can kind of see what the steps look like. I also recommend that this format follows at least 3 days, if not all 5, depending on the grade of the student. So making sure that you have multiple days' work for the student. Although this is time consuming, this is something that you can reuse as a teacher. Um, and since it will be of quality, it's something that we can continue to reuse. I hope these steps helped you with thinking about creating packets for your student. Please send me a message if you have any questions or want to see any more examples. If you look um, if you look at the bottom of this web page, you will see an example of a math packet for first grade. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.